So you know what's happening those 4 days? I'm either blown it out thinking this is the end of my life, or I'm in a fetal position. We're not sure. But
or you know it well, and we'll get to it at some point. You go and meet your friends at Dantana's, get blackout drunk, and then decide to do other things, have the spins, and vomit at night. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeart Radio.
Oh, yeah. Are
hey,
we on? Hey, girl, hey.
Welcome to Calm Down. You know, one thing we didn't talk about, we wanted to recap really quick because you were there. The Belmont. Oh my God. And the final result, how was it? Your first horse race you've ever worked, correct?
First horse race I've ever worked. As you know, I've been to an innumerable amount of them. And thank you. You're so cute, which just a sidebar here. There's nothing better than a supportive girlfriend. Like truly, and you know how much I love you and appreciate you. But look, we've worked a million different sporting events, but every time I see you on TV, I'm like, oh, like it's like I've never seen you before. And it was so cute. And little how like Erin did something very sweet on our Calm Down Instagram. If you are not a participant, please do. For all the content, subscribe, like, and whatever. But anyways, it was very sweet. I had the best time. It was one of those things that I have always wanted to work one. And Fox now has the Belmont Stakes for the next, I think, 10 years. So I was so excited. Got to see mutual friends, of course, that Erin introduced me to, the wonderful Phipps family. So that was fun to see them. And it's so much fun in horse racing, as evidenced by the winner, Arcangelo, who wasn't the favorite. He wasn't, in fact, the Bear and I talked about it on the gambling segment. He was like, I don't see any upside here, but there is always a chance. Well, This is why we love sporting events, because there's always a chance. And there was so many subplots within this horse. So this is a horse that its owner had to supplement the entry fee because he didn't even get enough votes to get into the Belmont. Then, of course, you had the jockey, the first ever Jenna Antonucci, the first ever woman to win a Triple Crown race. So yay. I love the quote that you put up. That if you don't get a seat at the table, you make your own table. And just awesome here. And then also you had Javier Castellano, who was the jockey who was 0-14 in Belmont races. He lives 5 minutes down the road. He had just won the Derby, so he bookended the 2 Triple Crown races. But he was like, yes, of course, it's amazing to win the Derby, but the Belmont, he's like, my kids go to school and they think like their dad's not a good jockey because I haven't won the Belmont. So for him to win that, it was just so special, like all facets of it. It's why we love sporting events. It's why I've always loved horse racing, because again, on any given Sunday, in quotes, or any day, Saturday in this particular case, anyone can win, and it's just magical. And those horses are so, and like I know there's all the like subtext and it's not worth getting into, but saying those horses are so magical and they are treated so amazing, and they are just the greatest athletes. Secretariats, it was the 50th anniversary. Can I take a breath? I get very excited to talk about this. 50th anniversary of Secretariat's run, which still is the second most memorable sporting event, right behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. So I don't know when people are like, oh, horses aren't athletes. Oh, you tell me. You freaking tell me that the record that is held up for 50 years and will never be broken, in my opinion, hasn't even come close to being broken. I just loved it. And by the way, like, is the race, I could go on and on. The race is over, Charissa. Wrap it up.
It was great. I have to be honest, I watched the Derby quite a bit. I was interested in the Belmont, because Fox had it, wanted to be supportive, was so excited to see you and Chris Felica on set, wanted to hear what you were talking about. I don't know a lot about it. I know our friends, like you mentioned, the Phipps family are obviously huge, how would you say, in the horsing world, figures in the horsing world.
They are icons. They have a race named after them. They are gold standard.
Love them so much. But I enjoyed watching the coverage. It was great. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. It's not that we're not raw into females, but it's like, we kind of put our head down, go to work and do our thing. You got to be able to kind of gel. And it's not like we're not like votes for women and all that stuff, but something really spoke to me on Sunday. Her reaction, her screaming for him to run. I mean, it got me emotional. Her post-race interview where she made that comment about the seat at the table, she dropped, I think, an F-bomb where she was like, she either said that or shit or something. And it was just, and then the gentleman at the desk with Kurt had said, look, this is a male-dominated sport. It just, it spoke to me. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much.
It was. And all you have to do to point to, I don't know, a women supporting women is our friendship and this podcast. There's no one that like wants to support women more than what you do. But I know what you're saying, where sometimes like we get in the sports that we cover, in covering the NFL, like what male dominated headlines, but we are the number. I am so freaking happy to cheer for women who make history in any respective sport. And for her to do that, and just, I can't imagine how she feels. Yeah, because you want to, and by the way, you know how we've done this before. It's a little bit of like, everyone go yourself. I do belong at your table and my own that I decided to make off to the side. So yes, thank you for your support. It was really fun.
Great.
So much happening. So what did our last podcast, so fun to get back in the mix. We had a bunch of stuff that we weren't able to talk about because there's only so much time in the day. One of the big headlines was Scandival. I know we're like a week late. Everyone's already had their like take on it, but you were into it from the beginning. I finally am all caught up. Your thoughts, big picture, and let's dive in.
Look, I will say it. I was shook after the final reunion episode. And my former hair colorist friend, Justin Anderson, if you don't subscribe to his IG page, please do. He broke it down perfectly for everyone that watched that final reunion show and said, wait, I thought there was a big surprise. What's the big deal? What are you talking about? He put it like this. He felt like Raquel sat there, Rachel, I will call her. Rachel sat there, watched the interview, watched how this group of friends basically ganged up on her, not ganged up, stuck up for Ariana and said, you shouldn't have done it. I was shocked how she wasn't emotional. I've seen where Andy Cohen
Ariana
said Rachel
may
have been medicated. I think you had to have been, because she just didn't even tear up. Well, then they cut to obviously the final parts where then she's admitting to having sex in their house, doing it after a funeral, having sex multiple times. Yeah, for people not to think that's shocking and you already knew it, I don't know what world you live in. It's gross. The thing that got me the most was the t-shirt comment that Tom said about having sex with Ariana with her t-shirt on and how hot it was after she's been so upfront throughout the entire show about having body insecurities. Who doesn't, by the way? And if you don't, I'll have some of what you're having. That's crazy. So it was a lot. I couldn't sleep that night. It was so much. It is incredible how everyone has kind of rallied around this cast. And, you know, I don't want to say they've rallied around this cast. They're supporting Ariana. And I think, you know, I said it before on our pregame show. I think Sandoval, whoever was supporting him, he lost everyone when he made the t-shirt comment. It got me in the chest, man. It just got me.
It's like as if, okay, so a couple things on this, and backing up. I am never someone to throw rocks in a glass house. I would like to believe most of my life being very transparent about things I've done right, things I've done wrong. And so backing up on like the cheating stuff, like I've been cheated on. I've cheated, and like recently had a revelation where my like ex-boyfriend of almost a decade ago randomly called me, and we caught up on stuff, and he like fully admitted, because this was a guy I was going to marry. Like he had reached out to my mom, like showed the wedding ring. We were in Hawaii. I intercepted texts, finding out that he was cheating on me. I left Hawaii devastated, thinking like this was my guy. But the reality was like I had already cheated on him, thinking he was going to cheat on me, which is a whole other conversation for another day. And I would love to take this to the streets, because I was in a relationship where I knew like I shouldn't ever marry this guy. And I thought, maybe like not to draw complete parallels, but like we were together for 4 or 5 years at the time. Ariana's with Tom for 10 years, whatever it is. Yeah. Relationships get stagnant. They get stale. We get it. You're not banging on like, you know, every freaking 5 seconds. Everything's not sexy. Like maybe you get a little complacent. And her honesty about like their own relationship. Well, that happens like to everyone's relationship at some point. You have to work at it. And my mom and dad like talk about it all the time. Like they've been married for 40 something years. You still have to date your partner. Okay. So the staying on track here with the story is that it was nice to have the conversation a decade later with my ex-boyfriend who had cheated on me, and I had cheated on him in fear that he would cheat on me, because there's always vulnerability in a relationship. And like, I look back on that as being like, oh, I was so scorned. Well, I was a fucking asshole too. Like we both were doing something wrong. I think why this situation resonated so much with the general public. And again, I love a reality TV show, but I'm not like all in every week. I don't have like appointment viewing, but I think this one really like hit home with people because of the friendship, albeit fake or not, with this Rachel chick. Like, that's your best friend. Like, that would be like if you and I you're sleeping with my boyfriend of 10 years old. I'm sleeping. Yeah, exactly. Right. And then finding out. And also, too, then when you watch back all the episodes and like dressing up as her for Halloween. And Ariana's like, I helped you pick out that costume. Like
the lightning bolt. Yeah.
Yeah. The necklace. It's all this stuff. So it's just, you feel so like, not only are you embarrassed that your boyfriend cheated on you, but now it's with your best friend. And now, to your point, the Rachel chick, Raquel, whatever her real name is, Rachel. She's not even showing any remorse.
No.
Like, she must have been on something because, to your point, like, I cry if I hurt your feelings, even inadvertently. I'm like, I'm so sorry because like I care about you. If you really care about someone, you should show some emotion. And I don't know. I felt for her on Ariana. I felt for her on every level. But by the way, in the end, good fucking riddance. Like, all due respect to the ex-boyfriend that called me, I don't want to be with you and you don't want to be with me 10 years later. Like, trust that everything happens for a reason. And this chick, Ariana, is going to be so much better off in the end. And to Lala needed to relax a little bit. She was like acting like she had been cheated on. I was like, Lala, you just sit down, like, stop. But that's the thing where it's like in the end, this Ariana, like I know her, is going to be better off. And kudos for her, the way she handled it. I watched her on the Today Show. She was so classy, has handled it like, I would have been a crazy bitch on that reunion show. I would have had to get security out there to like hold me back from wanting to punch this girl. But how they sat in their seats is beyond me.
I've never heard anyone say, go F yourself with a cheese grater. Right? I was like, wow, that's a good one. Never heard that one before. No, she did a very, very good job. Schwartz putting his head in his hands when Sandoval said the t-shirt comment. And he's like, dude, I also think white nail polish should be banned forever anywhere.
Which sucks because I love white polish. I have it on my toes. He's just
ruined it. He's ruined mustaches. He's ruined nail polish.
I'll tell you what I love. I love a little monetary retribution. When Ariana has like 17 ads and I'm like, good for fucking you. You know what? Like, lemonade out of lemons in that situation, because something bad happens and you turn that frown upside down and turn that bank account balance up. So
agreed. My final thought is, I heard Lala say, I think on Watch What Happens Now, she said, you know, I do hope she's getting help, but I don't think that reality TV is for her, meaning Rachel. I think so too. I don't think she has the mental capacity for this. To sit there with that sparkly, I think she's a green eyeshadow. Dream. Oh, well, of course she is. Give her a cocktail and she says the craziest stuff. I mean, She's a Dancing with the Stars dream. She's a Bachelor dream. She's a Vanderpump dream. But I mean, girl, I know. At some point,
well, that's where you need a friend or family to intervene.
Fire. Yeah.
That's where you need someone that cares about
and
you.
And take those tags off that dress.
Was the tags on? Was she returning it after?
She was like getting undressed in front of him. This is what I'm telling you. I'm going to talk about this later.
Where were the tags
for the kids?
She was getting undressed. That'd be very hard to clean.
And they zoomed in and she had the tags right on.
Well, I hope they don't return that. We know what the return policy is on those things. Return to sender for her. Exactly. Not friendship. No, but she's a producer's dream. By the way, those producers got her to say anything they wanted. They kept like probing. She was not hard to get.
Also, I don't believe there were tears in the blue dress. I don't. When she had that blue dress on with the hair all
fitting, by the way.
Wow. No tears. Whenever we keep doing this, we're not crying. You're not crying. I mean, we've seen ugly criers. This girl is one. Kim K owns it. Ugly crier. Yep. You're not crying. Enough with that.
You're not crying.
I need tears.
I'm crying. I'm crying. You need a stylist. That is rude. You need more than a stylist. Yeah, there's just a lot. I just think sometimes though, like, it's so ridiculous. But I felt better about this. Jessica Chastain, sidebar, when I was in New York, I had a night free, so I got to go into the city and I saw her in a doll's house. Holy shit. I have loved Jessica Chastain ever since I saw her in Molly's Game. Again, everything goes back to gambling for me. The story of Molly Bloom, incredible. Her performance was, and I don't know why Jessica Chastain doesn't get more credit for the actress that she is. She's phenomenal. Anyway,
I didn't know this about you.
Obsessed. Like Julia is my number one. Julia Roberts, she's on a pedestal,
sure.
Untouchable. It's like the Michael Jordan, but like the 1A is Jessica Chastain.
Wow.
She is. It put her in any situation, and the way her performance in this play was unreal. But anyways, she was saying, and this makes me feel better. She's like Juilliard trained, like very like sophisticated. They had asked her, I think it was on Everything Comes Back to the Today Show, apparently today, tomorrow, and yesterday. They had said, like, well, how do you get away? You play these like very emotional roles and like they're so heavy. Like, what do you do to get away from it? She's like, I love Bravo. And like, that's what makes me feel better, because sometimes in like our life, when we're just dealing with like heavy shit, whether it's personal stuff we've went through, anything professionally, sometimes it's nice to just be like, give me a good fucking Scandival situation, not at the expense of Ariana, but give me something like that to escape my fears. And then also be like, you know what? Our life is pretty good. It is now anyways. Calm down.
Jared's never watched the show. I mean, he's seen snippets. He knows Jax has been at King's games before, like stuff like that. But I made him watch the one episode where it all came out and shit hit the fan. I'm like, you got to watch this. He had never seen it before. And, he was like, this is so sad. Like the comment she made, I would have followed you anywhere. Oh, that was so sad. We were walking the dog later on that night, and he just said out loud, babe, if you're ever unhappy like that with me, will you just tell me? And I said,
no, he didn't.
Communication's the best. And he goes, it's like Sheena said. He's like quoting it like Maya Angelou. He goes, it's like Sheena said. I mean, I'm like, do you even know Sheena?
Right up there. Martin Luther King Jr., JFK, Maya Angelou, and Sheena. What, Jared? What a cutie.
Like Sheena said.
You know what? Where's Sheree?
I'm crying more than Rachel did. Oh,
you're real crying. Real tears. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, yeah. But
I'll tell you what's not funny.
Anywho.
Doctor stuff. We both have a few doctor stories to tell. Now, I will preface this by saying I love my caregivers. I love my general practitioner. I love my fertility
in the nursing
clinic.
home that you're in.
I love my bedpan holder. But I do have a couple stories.
Bag is full. God.
Speaking of that, so I know you have a story. I was trying to be really proactive. My dad in 2020, before COVID, had a massive heart attack. Yeah. My dad is so healthy. He's a vegetarian. He works out every single day. We found out my dad had coronary artery disease, had no clue of it. Unfortunately, it's genetic. So I really want to stay on top of it. And I just went and had a full physical last week, did the blood, did all the things, did an EKG.
I'm so proud of you for doing all that.
Thank you. I just went and everything came back great. I just went to an imaging center this morning to go actually see my arteries, how my arteries are doing, because my dad, before he had his heart attack, coincidentally, he went to the doctor and they were like, your cholesterol is great. Boom, he suffers from this. So I wanted to see if there was any blockages, right? And if there are, you go on medication, blah, blah, blah. It's genetic. I want to make sure we're good. So I go today, and the two things about the test, 5 minutes long. It's in a really, really nice building. But as you know, everything here in LA takes 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get to. So there was some time. You can't drink coffee before, which was a real bummer, and you can't work out. So I'm like in a mood and need caffeine. I get there, show up 5 minutes, great. So excited to get coffee afterward. Call my dad, call my sister, tell my husband. I'm like, this place was awesome. I highly recommend it. Super clean, great, easy, 5 minutes, good to go. Running some errands earlier, all of a sudden I get a call from the imaging center. Hey, so the doctor wanted me to call you. We need you to come back today for further images. I'm like, heart stop. I start getting chest pains. I go, I'm at a red light. I'm driving, by the way. And I said, can I ask why? We need you to come in right now today for images. And I'm like, holy shit, my dad's going to shit. This is really bad. So I just said, can I speak to someone ASAP? Yeah, hold on. Hold 5 seconds. I can't feel my arms. I can't feel my legs. I'm testing my deodorant. It's a thing. Yeah, she's busy. We're going to call you back. red light. I could have been arrested for texting at the red light. I text my doctor. I'm like, hey, apparently, can you get in on this? Yep, fine, in on it. Supervisor calls me back. Hello? Hi, yes, I just came in. You guys need more. Am I okay? Do you need my doctor?
Yeah, you think you're dying at this point.
Dying. I'm so glad I did not call my dad. My dad would have
say your final goodbyes. Yeah, I mean, you're thinking like the worst case.
Yeah,
right.
Forget having like coffee or working out to get your heart rate up. Just call me and say you need extra imaging and come right now.
Thank you.
So sorry to bother you. Our computer accidentally erased your images. We just need to take some new ones.
So why don't we just say that on the phone when we call you the first time? Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not into although I'd love a picture retake day in elementary. In this particular case, I do not love a retake. But why don't we say that on the phone so you're not having a heart attack? Your arteries are fine, but they cause the heart attack with this. See? Okay, well, good. Because so Erin and I have a thing on Monday when we record our podcast. I try not to talk to you ahead of time because I want first reaction results to everything that happened. I was late getting on because my freaking computer, I needed update 755 for Chrome. We know how this works.
Happens.
But I got on and I had said like, oh, I just got a call from the fertility clinic. Same kind of thing. So I have, which will be a story for another day. It's too long to get into now. Tease in the biz. I had an appointment at the fertility clinic to do some stuff. We get it.
Yeah.
They called, they're supposed to, so I call back today. I leave my yoga class. I'm all zen. I'm like, you know what? Let me go through my to-do list.
Exactly.
I'm feeling great. I'm like, so productive.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Life is great.
Let me go down. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I said I need to call and follow up on that. So I call and I'm like, hi, I was supposed to get a call from the nurse giving the results of the test that was done last week. And she goes like this, hold on, what's your date of birth? Comes back on after the 5-minute hold.
And that causes anxiety. It does. Yeah. Waiting for any sort of results. I don't care if I wasn't tested for some life-threatening disease. I've diagnosed myself with it. So get on and tell me I'm fine.
This one's deep in a deep dive Google. I'm not as hysterical with that kind of stuff, but she's making me feel like I should be sometimes. So I'm sitting there, la, la, la. She comes back on. She's like, ooh, actually, we're going to have the nurse call you.
Ooh.
What do you mean, ooh? I'm like, well,
ooh,
can you just...
It's a Larry David episode. Like, ooh, like she's not here, or ooh, you're never going to have a kid. Like, what's the ooh?
Very different ends of this. Exactly. And I'm like, well, can you just give me an idea of what this is about? She's like, no, it's also this.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what's the teeth breathing?
Yeah, so she's just the nurse. So the nurse is going to have to explain. That's also the nurse is going to have to explain this to you. Well, who are you? The operator?
Who is this?
My God, I didn't press 0 for the front desk. I actually pressed 3 to talk to a nurse, and you're answering the phone line. Can you shift me over to room service because I'd like to order something there too? What hotline is this? And they call it a triage system. I don't need to tell you about the freaking 900 times that you've had to wait online there.
Oh, yeah.
We've implemented a triage. I
hate the music. I hate the music. Get rid of that music.
Anyway, so I'm sitting here. I don't have an answer. The nurse is still trying to call me. No missed calls from that. And I don't know. So, let's not have the results. Give me an indication. Just tell me right now if this is going to be a great day or a really shitty day, because I'd like to deal with it. That's
some things you never do. Breathe through your teeth, do the ooh, and you need to come in right away for new results. Let me get the supervisor on the phone and put you on a 5-minute hold and then have them call you back. Hey guys, it can't be this hard. We went to school for our jobs. We're not saving lives over here. It can't be that hard. Is it that hard?
The only thing that's worse than what I dealt with today and what you dealt with, there's a lot of things worse. I'm not trying to be hysterical here, but what I'm saying is, for all intents and purposes of saying like messages left by nurse, is to actually leave a message on my voicemail. Hi, this is the nurse from the California Fertility Partner place, or insert here, and say, we have a problem. Can you give us a call back? A problem. And now you're closed on weekends.
Oh, yeah.
I got to wait till Monday, and Monday is a holiday. I got Tuesday. I got 4 days to sit on this information, and no one is answering me, and there's no late night hotline.
No. Nope.
So you know what's happening those 4 days? I'm either blowing it out thinking this is the end of my life, or I'm in a fetal position. We're not sure. But
you know it well, and we'll get to it at some point. You go and meet your friends at Dantana's, get blackout drunk, and then decide to do other things, have the spins and vomit at night. We'll get to that one after the break.
That is a story that will definitely be told on this podcast, because when you're told that you're going to get really big information and they're not giving it to you for another 24 hours, well, that gives us a lot of time for some nonsense. Holy
I'll tell
shit.
you another one.
Time,
no, we're not out of it. This is another one. This isn't the fertility clinic that you and I go to now. This is a former one that I went to. Here's a real doozy as well. And I wrote this when we were taking our little hiatus from the podcast that I wanted to bring it up. I love the old, when you freeze your eggs, you have storage fees. So I obviously had transferred everything to a new fertility clinic. I'm getting the old $1,000 bill from the old clinic saying I still owe them money. And I'm like, why? I don't have anything there unless you're telling me I have something there and you haven't told me. They have billed me 3 times, and I've tried to call them and ask them, why are you billing me? Do you still have something of mine and you're not telling me about it?
By the way, not something of yours. The most important things that you could have in your entire life as a woman stored up. Like, this isn't the public storage that we're holding some boxes from college.
Oh no, miss, you're just on a reoccurring payment and we forgot to take it off. Forgot to take off the $1,000 payment every time it's up. It is crazy what's going on.
Okay.
Bottom line, you have to be your own advocate.
Or you have caretakers like Erin has. So her caretakers are making sure that she's well tended to. But no, you do. You do need to be your own patient advocate. But I'll say this, and then put this conversation to bed until a pin in it. Drop the pin. It's better than what I had. Because I'm the asshole who loses her fucking Amex every other day. The woman at the coffee shop today, not this one, this is the green juice, but the coffee shop over here. Look, that has the condensation from the coffee from God knows what time. Look at that condensation. Someone used a coaster. She had to run out of the coffee place today giving me my card because I had left it in the little holder thing. So I had my Amex for the reoccurring charges for freezing those bad boys. And thank God, they actually left a message that didn't seem like I was dying. And they're like, we'd like to update your credit card. Can you imagine any of the eggs that I have are completely unthawed because this girl's credit card is
I've had fears about that. 3 a.m. I bet everybody that's done IVF has had fears. Oh my God, if I paid for the storage fee. Abso-freaking-lutely. I've had those from 3 to 4 a.m. multiple times in my life. Which is why I'm getting my heart checked.
Well, I'm really, really proud of you. To bring this back, you have opened up my eyes to so many different things health-wise. I definitely procrastinate on things like that, and I should do them. So I'm going to go do all the things you did too, because there's nothing like being proactive. And we know from different people in our lives how important that is to get out in front of those things. We've got about 5 minutes left, and I just have to bring this back real quick and end on a note of levity. Erin, before we got on here, was like, I burned my face from a curling iron video on TikTok. Please explain what is going on right now. That doesn't look good, babe.
Well, yeah, it's not. So we all know back in the day when we were curling our bangs and all that, I would even curl the hair back here and burn myself on the side of my head, on the top of my forehead. Everyone would think it's a hickey. This, my friend, is not a hickey. So my husband went to Europe for the last week to work on hockey stuff, came back, but I went down the road of TikTok. I don't have an account. Where has an account and all those things, but I wouldn't know how to edit a video if I went back to the University of Florida Journalism College. Can't do it. Not happening. But it is pretty interesting. And my girlfriend Lauren is like, I spend hours on it. Like, it's crazy. Instead of television, I just put in the search beachy waves because I do my own hair on the road. And I was like, I got to get rid of this hairdo. Like, what am I doing on the sideline? So
first, we got to get rid of you saying hairdo. Okay. Do you have some curly tendrils you'd like to talk about that are cascading like mine down the front of my face?
I tried. And my hair girl, Kylie, who does my hair for a lot of shoots, she doesn't travel with me because I'm a diva and a bitch. No, that just sounded crazy. I do my own hair for games and features. years. And so I was like, I got to try something out. So I was looking at all these young girls and their tutorials and all the things and the twist. Well, yesterday we went to go run some errands and I was like, I'm going to do this beachy wave thing for Jared. Whoa, got really too excited, burned the crap out of my face when I did it. I didn't think it would leave a mark. We were having lunch and Jared goes, how's that burn on your face doing? I'm like, it's really hot.
Okay.
Like, remember when you did this shit in high school?
Yeah, no, I did it actually at a very inopportune time in my life. And I can't mention it because of an NDA, but it was that should have been my first thought to run from the thing I had to go to because I got a huge, massive burn mark on my neck. But yeah, it looked like a hickey. I need to go back to this. You're adorable. Did you just say you wanted to do your hair for Jarrett before you went to run errands?
Well, we went to run errands and have an afternoon lunch.
Okay, you're so cute. So I got to tell you this. I fully got ready today after yoga. I dried my hair. I didn't do a beachy wave. I use that Conair thing because right now I have my extension back in. And if anyone hasn't used this before, I didn't learn this off TikTok. I just use that Conair thing that's like a blow dry. It's probably from like the 80s, but it works great. Fully got ready and put makeup on. And I was like running around town, like just, doing different things, calling the fertility clinic. And I'm like, why am I fully ready? I'm not going anywhere after this. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing a podcast.
Makes you feel good sometimes.
Well, that was just it. I was like, you need to not be in workout clothes after your workout and like make an effort and put some sad. Yeah, exactly. But then this is what I do. I come right back home and throw my hair up and throw a t-shirt on. And I need to make more of an effort, but you're adorable for doing that. And the TikTok conversation is not over because I need to know what the whole hysteria. It's probably better off that I'm not on it.
It is
because I don't want to. I ended up the other day watching a Kristen Cavallari makeup tutorial.
Yes.
No offense against Kristen, but this is on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why do I care what color lip liner you're using, Kristen? I don't give two shits what color lip liner you're using. And I just found that's an Instagram situation. So if you give me TikTok and beachy waves, I'm going to be there all day.
The things I can find on TikTok, and I feel like my parents who are just discovering their phones and like YouTube and all this stuff. I mean, what the kids have unleashed on TikTok is crazy. So I obviously was trying for a beachy wave that, as you can tell, went so well.
How are we treating this? Can we put a Neosporin on this?
Yeah,
what are we doing? Don't touch it.
I know it's bad. So that's happening. There are makeup tutorials. I have tried new Skims products because of it. But let me tell you the biggest thing I've searched on this thing. And I don't even know how this ended up on my damn feed. Maybe because they know I'm psycho. I've always had a bit of a crime murder investigation. You're a very big Dateline kind of gal. But I can't follow with Dateline unless I start from the beginning. But all of a sudden, things have started to come on my feed, like this story in New Mexico of the 19-year-old that claims she was a virgin, but all of a sudden gave birth in the hospital and then tied the newborn up in a waste paper can. And then Jarrett came home from Europe and he goes, hey, what have you been up to? Watch anything? And I was like, yeah. This crime thing on TikTok. I said, I've got all the footage from the depositions, from the housekeeper who found the baby, to the doctor, to the mother who wasn't even upset about the baby.
Story or just on TikTok?
Yes.
What am I missing here?
Today, I was driving home before I got the notification that I needed more heart tests, obviously, telling my mom, did you know about this story in New Mexico? I saw it on TikTok. My mom's like, what are you talking about? Then I found out this other story about a 12-year-old that had stabbed her 6-year-old brother.
Oh my
I'm
God.
watching 911 footage all on TikTok. What's happening?
From making cupcakes, beach waves, and murder? Lions and tigers and bears. Oh,
sounds like an afternoon.
Oh, well, it sounds like, what?
I just need a new hairdo
tutorial. And hey, speaking of makeup, how about me texting Carson yesterday for makeup? I said, hey, would you mind sending me the makeup that you like? This is the adorable 12-year-old.
12-year-old.
Yeah. Who's sends me a text this long, God bless her, of all of the products, because I'm sure you have a good mascara, but I also suggest this one. I said, this is so helpful, by the way. Me going online and ordering it immediately.
TikTok.
It's
Carson
amazing.
Phipps. We're going to make a little thing for her. She's 12. She speaks like a 35-year-old because she learns from TikTok. She asked me about my skincare routine when I was in the Bahamas with her a couple months ago. I said, excuse me, my skincare routine? What are you talking about?
She's so cute. I can't handle it. Well, maybe you turn to her next time for beach waves and you keep the TikTok out of your hand and the curling iron out of your life because this needs a break.
What kind of tips did she give you? Hold on before you leave.
Kind of tips? Let me just give you a quick little snippet. To get a nice tan look for the daytime, but also needs 40 SPF is the glow screen. You have many shades, but I prefer the golden hour shade.
She's 12.
Last but not least, for lip gloss, I absolutely, all caps, love the Dior lip oil in shade pink or universal clear.
She's 12.
Your EKG is clear, but my brain scan isn't because my mind was blown after that text message. Look at this little cutie, full on tips and tricks. Who needs TikTok when you got Carson Phipps?
Yeah. Tell everyone what she said when you said, where are you going?
When?
At the race. And she goes, where she was headed to next.
Yeah. I go, where are you going right now? She goes, the winner's circle. Why wouldn't you be? Get to the winner's circle. I'll meet you there because I don't want to be anywhere else.
Because you are a winner, Carson.
Jenna Antonucci, we love you. Congratulations on an incredible victory. And shoulder to shoulder into the faith.
I'll sit at your table anytime.
Adore us and they'll sing in grateful chorus. Well done. Miss Suffragette. Love you guys.
Good evening, Katie Nana.
Katie Nana. By the way, I got 75 more things I want to talk about. We'll save it for next week. Love you guys. Thanks for the questions, comments, and concern. Erin, take that TikTok app off your phone and take that hand off that face.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeart Radio.
For more podcasts from iHeart Radio, visit the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.